Upon completion of the installation, the machine can be powered on. An initialization screen emerges, which has the firmware version and some information, and then it defaults back to the testing screen. At this point, we're ready to do a calibration, bar two things. We need to remove a shipping bracket, which holds the hammer in place, the anvil bodies, and we will also need to adjust the lock screw on here to the lock position so the door will remain locked when it's supposed to be locked. We ship these unlocked to allow ease of installation. Upon completion of those two tasks, we are ready to perform a calibration on the machine. We have an option number one. We simply press number one. This comes up with the calibration screen with the calibration status. Pendulum lowered, pendulum latched, pendulum released. The action required is lower pendulum, press test to 0. It is very important that the pendulum is hanging completely stationary at this point. This is where the machine captures the 0 position for the pendulum, where it is to strike a specimen. It says press test to 0. Pressing that test button records that location. It then says action required, return pendulum. Press test when ready. At this point, the machine needs to be turned on to automatic to ensure that the pendulum will relatch. When we press the test button, the motor will grab hold of the pendulum and drive it up into the latch position. The encoder is recording the position of the pendulum during its rise, and once it latches, it will know exactly the angle that it is at. Once the pendulum has latched, we are required to press test when ready. Pressing the test button records that value. Action required, press test to release pendulum. At this point, we will press test. It will do a free swing and capture the energy loss on that swing. Pressing the test button releases the pendulum and relatches it. It then shows us the calibration OK, energy loss is 1.2 foot-pounds, and we can either accept or reject that calibration. Upon acceptance, that value has been stored and all subsequent swings will be compensated by that value. A calibration should be performed on the machine every day or if there's ever a suspicious or suspect value taken.